Hey y'all, I'm George Sluppick. I've been a Vater artist since 2004. I'm out on the road right now with Chris Robinson Brotherhood, and it's a really amazing gig, and I get to utilize a few of my favorite Vater products. Favorite one actually being the T7s. These babies are beautiful, really nice and fluffy and perfect for my big giant ride cymbals. I use the Sugar Maple 5As for several years now. I like how light they are, but they're also really articulate. To me, it gets the truest sound of the cymbals, and they're amazing and durable. Started playing drums when I was 5 years old. My dad bought me a drum set, and my dad's a bass player, and we had a band while I was growing up until I was about 18 or 19 years old in Memphis. And I got a gig playing with Albert King when I was 19, and that really opened up a lot of doors in Memphis and beyond. And stayed in Memphis until I was about 23, playing blues and rock and country and just about anything I could get my hands on. And then made a move out to San Diego in 91 and played all kinds of music out there. My career really opened up out there. I started kind of going back and studying the music that I had grown up listening to in Memphis, because in California people were starting to recognize that I had a sound, and I had never really thought about it before. They were all telling me that I sounded like I was from Memphis, and which I thought was amazing. And so went back and started studying some of my favorite drummers and biggest influences, like Al Jackson Jr. and Howard Grimes and Willie Hall and Levon Helm, really getting into what they were all about and incorporating that into my sound, which is all about less about flash and more about supporting the song and the good stuff. So lived around the country for about 15 years, New York and LA and San Diego and Florida, New Orleans and Texas. And I made a big circle around the country, and then ended up back in Memphis in 2006. And I discovered some amazing players back home. Joe Restivo, guitarist, and Al Gamble, a Hammond organ player. And I put a group together called the City Champs. And we've been playing together for quite a few years, and Luther Dickinson from the North Mississippi All-Stars heard our first record and asked me if I wanted to take the band out on tour. And of course, you know, Luther's a great friend of mine, and they're a great band, and really fun to tour with. And you know, I just immediately jumped on it and took those guys out, and for about a month or a month and a half with North Miss. And at the end of the tour, Luther and I were backstage one night, and we started talking about, you know, him playing with the Black Crowes, and that Chris was breaking the band up again and was going to start up a new band. And was I interested in? And I was like, well, yeah, sure, but not really thinking anything of it. And then a couple of weeks later, I got a phone call from Chris, and he said that he had heard my record, and Luther had given him a copy of my trio, and asked me if I wanted to come to Los Angeles and play with him. And that was it. That was in January of 2011. So I got the gig and packed up my stuff in March and moved out to Los Angeles, and we've been on the road. We've been on the road since March. We did a 10-week run of California, where they call it a residency tour, where every 2 weeks we were repeating the same venues. And we built up a following really, really fast. And everyone got on board with it, management and the booking agency, and everyone was really excited about this band. And they put us out on the road, and we've played about 100 shows so far since late March, and it's going really, really well. So we're doing a record in January, and I'm super, super pumped about it. I've got a bunch of old Rogers drums and old vintage gear, and we're recording at Sunset Sound with an amazing producer named Tom Monahan, and really looking forward to that. Vater.com. Anything you want. Sticks, mallets, any type of percussion sticks, brushes, an amazing assortment of brushes. I love their brushes. They're fantastic. And I love Vater. It's a wonderful company, and I hope I'm with them for years to come. And check me out at georgesluppick.com, and thanks, y'all.